Hey beautiful people, and welcome back to 50 Cent's Beautiful Fragrance channel, where we share and discuss fragrance together, guys. Yeah guys, today we are talking about some of my biggest blind buy mistakes that I did, or fragrances that I bought without trying and I kind of regret it. So if you're interested, guys, stay tuned. But before I start, guys, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this beautiful fragrance channel down below if you haven't yet. It means the world to me and you don't miss out on any new videos. So thank you a lot in advance. So starting off this video, guys, with a simple rule for you guys. If you start starting off, don't blind buy. It's that simple, guys. Just sample or try and store before you buy a fragrance, because it is a dumb thing to do. To be honest, sometimes you can be really lucky and you find something that is really in your vein. But guys, it's really important to try things on your skin, to try things for yourself. Every nose is different, everyone has a different taste in fragrances. And a big thing that I wanted to give you as a suggestion is that you get, when you're really interested in a fragrance, guys, get a 5 ml or 10 ml sample, so a bigger size sample, so you can have even more time with that sample, right? You can really see how it is in your day-to-day life, right? The 2 ml sample is quite quickly gone, and then you think about getting a whole bottle. If you have a 5 ml or 10 ml samples, sometimes you're a little bit fed up with a fragrance and you come back to it and you really enjoy it. You give it more time and you really get that whole idea of that fragrance. So that is just a tip for you guys before I start raving, or not raving, to be honest, about fragrances that I blind bought and I was not quite happy in the long run. So starting off with the fact, guys, that I already sold a lot of expensive blind buys that I did. So really now in my collection are just a few left that I kind of regret. And there's a theme about this fragrance, guys, that you will see or notice, because they are quite close to other fragrances that I already love. Starting off with a cheapie, guys, and this may be quite surprising to some of you, because you would say, okay, this is a cheap fragrance, don't worry about it, but I still wanted to include it to give you like a feeling why I don't really appreciate this these days. We're talking about Turathi Blue by Afnan, guys. And when I bought this, I was seeing this hype, I think it was 2 years ago, and I quite put a dent in it 2 years back in the summertime. I don't know if you can see it, maybe it's too dark, but this one smells great in a way. I mean, I still like I like every scent in this list, to be honest with you, but there's just some things that keep me back from wearing them, right? And this fragrance, it's the problem with this fragrance, guys. It smells great, it smells fresh out of the shower, blue, but that's the whole problem, because I already sold some blue fragrances that I couldn't really enjoy for myself, and still, even now in my collection, guys, I still have a lot left that I kind of want to wear more than this one, to be honest with you. This is a nice summer fragrance, a grapefruit heavy summer fragrance with some sweetness in the background. But for example, L'Homme Rochas gives me the same vibe in a way, a little bit more grown up, a little bit less oriental in a way, which I really like about L'Homme Rochas. I think it is a beautiful combination of a fougere and a chypre in a way, and then you have that blue feeling, right? And here it is a nice fragrance, but it's just nothing that moves me, right? And that's something that I learned in my whole journey till now, is that if fragrances can get really special to me, and when they don't move me in any way, they will just sit on the shelf, and that's it, guys. And that's the case with this fragrance, guys, and that's why I would say this was not the best blind buy, but still there are worse to come. So keep up, guys, with me, and this is Turathi Blue by Afnan. Continuing, guys, with a fougere fragrance, and we're talking about At the Barbers by Maison Margiela. And also this one, guys, I wouldn't say this is a bad fragrance at all. I like the fresh touch of it. It really smells well groomed, freshly shaved. Yeah, it really smells like you just stepped out from the barbers, guys, and you had a really nice haircut. You feel really put together and you're starting your day right, and that's how this smells. And guys, for myself, I'm a big fan of fougere fragrances, and some of my favorite fragrances like Masculine Pluriel or like Le Matin by Caron Pronom de Caron are fougere fragrances that I absolutely enjoy. And this one I also enjoy just smelling, but I never really wear this. And the reason I bought this, guys, is because I bought Jazz Club from Maison Margiela, and I really enjoyed it. And I was just thinking like, man, let's try something else from that brand. And to be honest with you, this is a 30 ml, so it wasn't that expensive. It still cost me like 50 euros, I would say, but still, yeah, there were worse things than this. And it's just sad, guys, to see and that is what I wanted to say in the beginning of this video, guys. Yeah, I have so many good fougere fragrances that are quite similar to this but have more character. This is just a fresh fougere that I would recommend everyone to everyone who's just fed up with Dior Sauvage or something like this. You want just to be fresh and clean, guys? Try something like this, because it still has the same, it's in the same vein, but is a little bit more different. But like I said, I have fougere fragrances with more character, with more that is just more special to me personally, and that have a place in my heart, and I would always gravitate to them before I gravitate to this one when I wear fougere fragrances. And that's why I never really wear this, and that's quite sad, to be honest with you. And yeah, that's why this is a really bad blind buy for me, because I wasn't really trying it before. I was just thinking like, man, it can be quite good and maybe it's something really special, but it isn't really for me personally. So this one also tells me again that I don't want to blind buy anymore. So this was at the Barbers by Maison Margiela. And next on this list, guys, is a quite expensive one. This one I've got last winter time, and also this one I wouldn't say is a bad fragrance at all. This is Kredo by Nishane, guys. And this is really in the vein of oud wood, guys. And I was so hyped about this fragrance before I got it. I got it with Gris Chanel Extrait, I remember that. And yeah, it has a really nice woody side and a oudy side, especially. But I don't know why. I don't really gravitate to this anymore. Like you see, I don't really wore this just a bit last winter time, and for me that whole DNA gets quite, maybe also just on this fragrance, gets quite boring after some time. When I wear this, it doesn't feel really special, it doesn't really change much. And the thing about this fragrance that you really have to like is that oriental oud that's in here. It's not stinky, but it's really a little bit more harsh, and yeah, animalic than you would see it in oud wood or something that is blended more smoothly, I would say. Still, I think for the right person, this is a really nice smell. It has that chocolatey patchouli also in here. It is a really masculine, really refined fragrance in a way. But I think I will sell it, guys. I am really not into it so much. I maybe give it a chance now in autumn time again, but I'm just a little bit, yeah, I'm just a little bit disappointed by this fragrance, to be honest with you. And they are just fragrances for the daytime that I appreciate more, and also for the nighttime that are just a little bit more special to me personally. So that's why this never gets really worn by me. So that's a pity, but that's how it is, guys, if you have so many fragrances. And so that is why Nishane Kredo is on this list. Nishane Kredo. Next up is a fragrance, guys, that I don't really own a whole bottle of, but still I really was not wearing this so much. We're talking about Pacific Rockmoss by Goldfiled&Banks. And I have this like 10 ml sample. And you know, guys, Bohemian Lime from Goldfiled&Banks is one of my favorite fragrances. And I tried a lot of their offerings, but really nothing moved me like Bohemian Lime, because I just think this is one of the best fresh fragrances. But with this fragrance, guys, I tried this in store and I was really thinking like, man, I really also want to own this. So let's try it with a 10 ml sample. And you see, good that I don't own a bottle, because I wore it 2 times, guys. I just wore it 2 times. It's still quite full. And what can I say? This is a beautiful fragrance in a way. It is just such a fresh, aquatic fragrance. For me, it smells like the most beautiful and handsome shampoo that you can, that has like a watery touch to it. You have that mossy side to it, but it's so clean, guys. It is so beautiful in a way that it's not super mossy in a way. I just wanted to say it like this. And I think for myself, this is just a little bit too boring for me personally. For me, I like my fresh fragrance to have more character, a little bit more substance in a way. This is also a little bit fleeting. I think it's nice for the summertime, and I can see this on a surfer guy or also on women. I think this is such a unisex fragrance, to be honest, and that's why I think I will gift this to my mother, who likes fresh, citrusy, aquatic fragrances. This weekend I go and visit her. I think I get her this as a little present. And yeah, what can I say, guys? Still, I think this is a good fragrance. I'm really happy that I tried it, and I'm really happy that I have Bohemian Lime as like a whole bottle in my collection. But this one just didn't really move me. It is just a fresh fragrance. It smells a little bit more expensive than Versace Pour Homme or something like this, but still it is in the same vein. So for me, it's not worthy to have this in my collection, to be honest with you. I'm just not the biggest fan. And also here you see, I have already fresh after the shower spritz fragrances that I like to wear also in the nighttime when I have to shower again in the summertime. But I never gravitate to this one because for that it's a little bit too special. And in the daytime I gravitate to the different, more unique stuff than this. So this is not really worn by me, so also not the best blind buy. Pacific Rockmoss by Goldfiled&Banks. Next up, guys, is an Hermes fragrance, and I love the house of Hermes, but there's just something about this fragrance that I don't really enjoy, and we're talking about Eau de Citron Noir by Hermes, guys. And I featured this in a lot of videos, and you see I wore quite a bit of it. But there's just one fact, guys, that keeps me from loving this so much. This has, like all these Hermes fragrances, such a gorgeous citrus note, guys. The opening of this is amazing. I love that smoky citrus feeling that this gives. It's photorealistic citrus, like a peel of a lemon, guys. A lemon zest. So gorgeous and beautiful in summertime. Combined, I get a lot of lavender also here. And then for 3-4 hours, guys, this is one of the most beautiful fragrances you can wear. And then there's so much ambroxan in the base to give this longevity. And I just can't stand ambroxan so much, guys. Ambroxan always gives me a little bit of headache when it's overdosed. And for me, it is quite overdosed in this fragrance. It's not a round, smooth blend in the end. Like I said, the first hours are gorgeous, and if you like ambroxan, you will absolutely enjoy this fragrance, because also for that eau de cologne concentration, it has at least eau de toilette longevity and projection. It is quite a strong fragrance, but that's because of that heavy base, a woody ambroxan base that is quite harsh for me personally, and that I can't really enjoy. And that's why I couldn't really wear this summer so much. It is just something that, like I said, whenever I smell it, whenever I spray a bit too much with this fragrance, I get headaches. So yeah, I wish I would have sampled this before. It is quite an expensive fragrance. I'm still happy that I experienced it and that I still have it and I can sell it if I want to. But for me personally, it doesn't really give me so much joy, and that's why it's on this list, guys. Talking about Hermes Eau de Citron Noir. Next up, guys, we have a fragrance that is a beautiful fragrance, but it really suffers from the fact that I own too many fragrances of that DNA. I'm talking about Loewe Essencia Eau de Parfum, guys. And this fragrance, and I also got a 100 ml bottle. This fragrance smells gorgeous. It really smells absolutely fantastic. I love Loewe, the house of Loewe Pour Homme. It's one of my favorite fragrances. Oh, and also this one, quality-wise, guys, gorgeous. For me, this is, of all that Creed Aventus, and that's the thing, of this Credo Aventus DNA fragrances, this gives me the most joy, to be honest with you. And for me, this is the most special fragrance from them. It really smells high-end. It smells quality-wise really high-end, and it's really comparable to Credo Aventus in the first years when it was good. So that is a good thing about this fragrance. The bad thing is that I got this last October or September, when I already own so many Aventus kind of fragrances, or like this pineapple cheaper fragrances, that I got a little bit bored of, to be honest with you. I really got bored of that DNA so much that I can't really enjoy this fragrance, and that's so sad, because this fragrance smells gorgeous. It smells absolutely gorgeous on my skin, but whenever I wear it, it is just something that doesn't give me really a lot of joy, and that's just because it reminds me so much of Cedra Boisé, of Nishane Kredo, which is already a little bit different, I would say, or like that Mont Blanc Explorer. Like I said, this smells higher quality than that two fragrances, but still I would say it's a little bit sad, guys, and this shows you don't really think about fragrances that you want to buy for which kind of occasion or which kind of reason. If you already own a fragrance that serves the same thing, that you can rock to the same occasions, that have a similar DNA, really think about or sample a fragrance and then see if it's really so special that you need another fragrance in that kind of vein. Because I always see fragrance collections where someone has like 10-15 blue fragrances, and who really needs that, guys? No one needs that kind of shower jelly, so many shower jelly fragrances. Also, no one needs like 15 amber fragrances, of course. Just think about, guys, what you really need in a collection, and don't get redundant with your buys. And that is something that got me a little bit sad with this one. I will still keep this, I will say, because I still enjoy the quality of this juice, but it was still not a good blind buy because it was quite expensive, over 100 euros. And like I said, it bores me a bit, this whole Credo Aventus DNA, even if I really enjoyed it for quite a long time. So this is really sad about this fragrance a bit. This is Loewe Essencia Eau de Parfum. And last but not least, guys, I think my worst blind buy so far in my whole journey, maybe in my whole journey, because this one was recommended to me from one channel on TikTok, and I was so blown away just because it was Italian, it was really niche and blah blah blah, and now I'm sitting here and talking about it. This is Arte Oldfato Paropamiso. And also here, guys, I don't want to say this is a really bad fragrance, don't get me wrong. The opening of this is one of the most tart citrus openings I've ever smelled. It smells gorgeous in the air. It is super beautifully citrusy, light, airy. But guys, I paid 150 euros for this fragrance. Just keep that in mind. I never smelled it before, and when I got it, guys, I was quite disappointed, to be honest with you. But because this opening stands with you or fleets away after like 1 hour, then you have no really longevity on this fragrance, maybe 3 hours, I would say. And sadly, this beautiful opening goes into a quite synthetic dry down, which I really don't enjoy, because I always can handle fragrances that keeps me wanting to wait for the dry down when I don't really like the opening. With some winter fragrances that is the case, or oud fragrances, but I can't stand fragrances that are just good in the opening and then fleet away in something that is just something super synthetic in a way, right? This is a quite nice Neapolitan Italian house, and I'm quite sure that they make good fragrances. But guys, trust me, this was really in the moment. I just saw it and I was, man, I want a citrus fragrance for the summertime 2024. I blind bought it for such a high price, And I'm honest with you guys, I'm super disappointed with this fragrance for me personally. Some people still think this one, is this citrusy, pineapple in a way. It is fresh and woody. Compare this to Credo Aventus and say this is a really nice summery Credo Aventus or Credo Aventus cologne style fragrance. And maybe it is, but guys, trust me, I know a lot of better fragrances for that price, and that's why I always come back to the shelf. When I always see this, I feel a little bit sad, to be honest with you. Even if I love the opening, I'm just sad that I was so dumb not to test it before I buy it. So this is the best example, guys, for you to try with samples before you buy expensive fragrances. So guys, this is Arte Oldfato Paropamiso. And that's for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was a bit entertaining to see me speaking about fragrances that I blind bought in a rush, and I was a little bit disappointed. And you see, guys, it is really important to sample, guys. I'm curious, like always, what are your worst blind buys? What would you say? I think it's quite a common addiction in this hobby, because it is so easy nowadays to go on discounters and read about fragrance notes and then just buy them before sampling. But guys, if I can give you one advice, sample before you buy fragrances. So guys, enjoy your summertime. See you next time. Bye bye, guys.